Soon as we get our outboards off the race course, we will get our countdown going. That means we got to have everybody out of the water, off the sand, back up on the grass, watch the world's fastest race boats. And it looks like
to 5 to the 5 in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark 5 to the 5.
5 minutes to the 5-minute gun. That means in 5 minutes we will have unlimited hydros on the Bill Muncy race course. 2.5 miles oval here on Mission Bay. This is HomeStreet Bank, Heat 1A. And here's who will be in Heat 1A. The U11 Reliable Diamond Tool presents J&Ds, driven by Tom Thompson. The U21 Darrell Strong presents Payne West Insurance, driven by Brian Perkins. And the U99.9 Car Star, powered Miss Rock, driven by Aaron Salmon. Quietest time before an unlimited hydroplane race is the time between the 5 minutes to the 5-minute gun and that 5-minute gun. It gets very, very quiet in the pits. All three of our boats in the water and ready to go. Drivers all strapped in and ready to go. Final instructions, game faces being put on. Coming up in about 2.5 minutes to the 5-minute gun. Checking our folks on Ski Beach. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. It's for your safety, for the safety of everybody around you. Looking good over there on Fiesta Island as well. Everybody out of the water, off the sand. We're about a minute and a half from having our unlimited hydroplanes on the race course for HomeStreet Bank Heat 1A of the Bill Muncy Cup 2018. We'll give you a countdown for 1 minute to the 5-minute gun.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark 1 to the 5.
1 minute to the 5-minute gun. Boats getting ready. Hatches going down. Hatches closed on the U-21. Darrell Strong presents Payne West Insurance. They were lowering the hatch on the U-11, but it came back up. Aaron Salmon. Hatch goes down on the U-99.9.
On the course.
Green flag. Unlimited hydroplanes coming out for HomeStreet Bank Heat 1A. Everybody off the dock almost simultaneously. Brian Perkins in the U-21 leads them away. Tom Thompson in the U-11. Still trying to fire up the U-99.9. Carstar powered Miss Rock. Brian Perkins trying a little bit of a different maneuver to try to keep that salt water out of the turbine engine to pop it up on plane without getting much water over the bow, and he did. He was very successful. Here comes Aaron Salmon, the starting sequence for that T55 L7 turbine engine. Underway, pulls away from the dock. Right away, Brian Perkins cuts through the infield. Starting sequence, the slicing and dicing has begun. Tom Thompson will go all the way around the north end of the race course. And here comes Aaron Salmon in the U-99.9. Brian Perkins up the backstretch here. Just about 3.5 minutes to go before the start. Now, we told you about score-ups for both the 1 liters and the Grand Prix. These guys, no scoring up. They just go for it.
They actually have assigned lanes. Yes, they do. Oh, okay.
I'm not going to.
Sorry.
That's okay. Three boats up and running on the race course. Tom Thompson comes through the SeaWorld turn in the U-11. Brian Perkins cuts through the Grand Prix and 1 liter turn at the north end of their race course. And Aaron Salmon all the way around to the north turn. Hearing a little bit of compressor stall from Brian Perkins just when he let off the gas. As he accelerates, it seems to go a little better. He's out in lane number 2. Aaron Salmon outside of everyone and well back. Little more than 2 minutes to go before the start of HomeStreet Bank Heat 1A. Tom Thompson way at the top of the race course. And he's coming up the backstretch at full song. So Brian Perkins has slowed down, knows where his timing marks are from his testing this morning. Now Tom Thompson will cut through. He knows where his timing mark is as well. And to make that start in 1 minute and 40 seconds, he knows he needs to be right about at the start-finish line. Still going to be a little bit early if he's going full song. Coming up on the 1 minute gun in less than 30 seconds. All the way at the north end of the race course. Turn number 1. Thompson will be in lane 1. Brian Perkins in lane 2. Aaron Salmon in lane 3 on the outside. So there is the 1 minute gun. The white flag is flying on all our turn boats and at the start finish line. Everybody coming up 3 abreast. Beautiful sight here on Mission Bay. And now we'll wait to see them come up at full speed. It's going to be a great view. Tom Thompson on the inside. Brian Perkins in lane number 2. Aaron Salmon lane number 3 on the outside. Carstar powered Miss Rock. They know they're 30 seconds away right now. And pretty soon they're going to start to kick up those rooster tails. And as I say that, here comes Aaron Salmon on the outside, all 3 of them in fact, kicking up those rooster tails. Brian Perkins going to lead him down. We'll see how far. Nope, it's going to be Tom Thompson on the inside that leads him down, but Brian Perkins is right next to him. About 4 seconds. 1, mark. That's the start. They're racing. Heat 1A, HomeStreet Bank, the Bill Munsey Cup for 2018. Tom Thompson on the inside leads him into turn number 1. Brian Perkins was right next to him at the start. But it's Tom Thompson on the inside, and they turn toward us to come up the backstretch. There's Brian Perkins. He's moved out just a little bit. He's about half a rooster tail behind Tom Thompson as they come up the backstretch, and it was a good start. Nobody jumped the gun. Aaron Salmon trailing in 3rd place. But you've got a great race up the backstretch with Tom Thompson on the inside and Brian Perkins on the outside of him. About half a rooster tail separates the 2 of them as they come to the SeaWorld turn. Brian Perkins trying to reel in Tom Thompson in the Reliable Diamond Tool presents J&D's U11. But Thompson is off the turn already. We're going 3 times around. He's got a rooster tail lead because of the shorter way around the race course on the inside lane. And at the end of lap 1, it's Tom Thompson in the U11 finishing first in lap 1. And it's Brian Perkins in second, lap 1. Aaron Salmon will come down to complete lap number 1 just about now. But it's Tom Thompson in the lead as they come to the apex of turn number 1. Right next to him is Brian Perkins. I think Brian maybe made up a little ground. We'll see as they come off the turn. Tom Thompson still in the lead on the outside, but there's Brian Perkins right next to him. Darrell Strong presents Payne West Insurance, the U21 on the outside. On the inside, it's the U11. Reliable Diamond Tool presents J&D's. They are side by side halfway up the backstretch. Brian Perkins back maybe 4 or 5 boat lengths. This is going to be a doozy of a race here in Heat 1A. Tom Thompson kicks up the big skid fin rooster tail, the apex of the SeaWorld turn on lap number 2, and Brian Perkins is a little closer than he was at this point on lap number 1, trying to track him down. We got the 99 point down, has gone dead in the water. They've got plenty of racing room. It's Tom Thompson at the end of lap number 2, and Brian Perkins right on his hip as they cross the finish line. White flag is flying, and they will be looking for the checkered flag the next time around. Tom Thompson at the apex of turn number 1. Brian Perkins, from our view here up at the pits, is hidden in the rooster tail. You just barely see the boat. Tom Thompson takes him a little bit wider, heads out to about lane number 3. So Brian Perkins will have to go a little farther and see if he can track down Tom Thompson in the Reliable Diamond Tools presents J&D's. Here they come up the backstretch. Perkins is about a half a rooster tail behind, right where he was on lap number 2, halfway up the backstretch. They'll make the turn at the SeaWorld end of the race course for the 3rd and final time. Brian Perkins lost a little ground. He is just about a full rooster tail behind Tom Thompson in the U11. And they'll come off the SeaWorld turn, head down the front straightaway, and they will look for that checkered flag. Tom Thompson now has opened up a full rooster tail plus lead as he comes down cross the line at the end of lap number 3, and he is the winner of Heat 1A. Tom Thompson, the U11 Reliable Diamond Tool, presents J&D's, and about a rooster tail behind is Brian Perkins, U21. Darrell Strong presents Payne West Insurance. Really good race for first and second, and we lost Aaron Salmon down in the corner there, not quite to the corner, went dead in the water. But a good race between Tom Thompson and Brian Perkins. They'll bring the boat slowly back up the backstretch, and we will get ready for Heat 1B. HomeStreet Bank Heat 1B. So we'll get a tow on Aaron Salmon, bring him back to the pit area. So those of you on Ski Beach, we've got boats running, so we can't have you in the water and can't have you on the sand. You got to get off the sand and back up in the grass. But kind of a special treat here. We were talking about unlimited hydro drivers driving different classes of race boats, and J. Michael Kelly driving the Y1 Shenanigans in our 1-liter heats today. And we're hoping to see him out in one of the tunnel haul boats. He's having a little trouble getting the boat going. But he will be in the boat that has the white decks with the blue cowling, and it says Lucas Oil number 86 on it when he gets out. I'm not sure who's in the boat that's on the course right now. Well, it doesn't look like J. Michael Kelly's going to make it out on the race course. He's kind of limping back here to the boat ramp. you guys down on the ramp, you've been running boats up and down the ramp, either the outboards or others. The guys on the ramp found a set of keys as a blue carabiner. They've got them down there on the ramp. If you check your pockets, see if you still got your keys. If you don't, they are down on the ramp. Davies Electric is a proud supporter of San Diego Bayfair, a family-owned business celebrating more than 70 years. Whether it's commercial or industrial, you can be sure the job will be done right. Special thank you to Diversified Accounting in Ramona for your continued support of HomeStreet Bank San Diego Bayfair. The San Diego Bayfair Board of Governors would like to thank the hundreds of volunteers who make Bayfair possible. When you have a chance, you see a volunteer today, tell them thank you. Race fans, create your own personalized graphics for your watercraft from IDP Graphics. Choose from 18 different color options, fully custom, fit race numbers, racer name, and more. You'll find them on the web at idpjetskigraphics.com. Race fans, we're about to go for a countdown here for Unlimited Heat 1B, presented by HomeStreet Bank. Countdown coming up. Everybody out of the water and off the beach.
Countdown for 5 to the 5. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 5 to the 5.
5 minutes to the 5-minute gun for Unlimited Heat 1B, presented by HomeStreet Bank. And this is going to be a very interesting heat. We have our top 2 boats in the National High Point standings. On the, let's see, on the inside, we think, will be Delta Reel Track with Andrew Tate. Also looking to take this heat, the Miss Home Street with Jimmy Shane. And the 440 Bucket List with Dustin Eccles. So we've got 3 boats for Heat 1B. And we'll have racers on the water here. Just about 4 minutes, a little more than 4 minutes to go before that 5-minute gun. So checking out Ski Beach, we see a few people who are on the sand. Don't see anybody in the water, but we see a few people on the sand, so we need to get you up off of the sand and back onto the grassy area. Over on Fiesta Island, that looks pretty clean over there. Thanks for your help. We've got the 99.9 that went dead in the water down quite a ways from here, holding in the area where hydros cannot go, where the patrol boats and the judge boats are in the turns here at the SeaWorld turn, so they'll hold him until this heat is over. .440 bucket list, driven by Dustin Eccles. We saw Dustin's daughter Findlay in a J stock hydro just a little while ago here on Mission Bay. So the next generation of Eccles racers would be a third generation with Mark Eccles and now Dustin and now Findlay. And we have Andrew Tate getting set in the U9 reel track, and Jimmy Shane in the Miss HomeStreet, the U1. Just a little more than 2.5 minutes to go before the 5-minute gun, and we have H1 Unlimited Hydroplanes on the race course for Heat 1B, presented by HomeStreet Bank. Seeing our safety crew on the gators going up and down Ski Beach. Please follow their instructions. They're there for your safety. A lot more racing coming up after our Heat 1B. We've got our final for the 1 liters. That's coming up in probably about half an hour. And then our second heat for Grand Prix World Supercharged Hydroplanes. They will be on the water for their second heat of the day, a little later on as well. Coming up on a countdown now for the 5-minute gun. Boats coming out on the water right after that. That's 1 minute to the 5-minute gun. The hatches are down on the U9 Delta reel track, the 440 bucket list racing. Just about to close the hatch on Jimmy Shane in the Miss HomeStreet. Count coming up for the 5-minute gun.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, 5 minutes. Green flags on the course.
Green flag on the course. 5-minute gun has fired, and we are ready to go with HomeStreet Bank Heat 1B. Right next to each other, only a couple feet apart, the U1 Miss HomeStreet and the U9 Delta Reel Track. Heading off the dock, they were on opposite sides of the same dock. Momentarily, we'll see Dustin Eccles in the 440, now pulling away from the dock. Water looks really good for some good, quick racing. Dustin Eccles looking to continue the consistency that he's had throughout this season, comes into this race in 4th place in the national high point standings. And the orange boat, the U440 Bucket List Racing, is on plane and running, and as we speak, crosses from the outer side to the inside race course. Here, the Bill Munsey race course on Mission Bay. Andrew Tate cuts through the 1 mile and 2/3 course for the Grand Prix. He'll come to the backstretch from the front side. Jimmy Shane goes all the way to the north end. So Andrew will be leading the band coming up the backstretch. Behind him, Jimmy Shane. Dustin Eccles just going through the turn right now. Come up to join these guys. They still have a little ways to go. Just a little more than 3 minutes before the start. Shane lags back a little bit, moves to the outside in lane number 2 at the moment. And Dustin Eccles comes up about lane number 3, lane number 4, coming up the backstretch. But at the moment, we've got boats all over the race course. So they'll be tightening it up here in the next minute and a half. Dustin running through a little bit of the slop from the first 2 boats as they come through the SeaWorld turn. Now he's moved outside the wake. And Jimmy Shane comes through the infield. Front straightaway to the back. Mark Tate inside of him, coming up the backstretch. We're right about 2 minutes. 2 minutes to the start. Andrew Tate just about a full turn here at the SeaWorld end of the race course behind Jimmy Shane. Dustin Eccles going slowly down along Fiesta Island. So they will come and catch up with him. And at that point, it'll be pretty close to time for them to head up here as we get close to 1 minute to go before the start. Andrew Tate lagging back just a little bit. Eccles slows down through the turn. Jimmy Shane kicks up a little bit of a skid fin rooster tail. He'll come up alongside Dustin Eccles. Coming up on the 1 minute.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark 1 minute.
1 minute, and the official says white flags on the race course. So here are the lanes. It will be the Delta Reel track, U9, Andrew Tate in lane number 1. In lane number 2, it'll be Jimmy Shane in the Miss HomeStreet. In lane number 3, it will be the U440 Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles. You see Dustin lead him up the way here in the backstretch. And he's actually quite a bit early. It's 30 seconds. Either that or they're going to be a little bit late at the start. Dustin's scrubbing off some time going way, way wide. Now Jimmy Shane starts to pick up the tempo, and so does Andrew Tate. He will come up alongside Shane. Tate on the inside, Shane in lane 2. He's going to be the middle boat. Dustin Eccles as they make the run down to the starting line. 5, 4, 2, 1. Going to be a pretty close start, and it'll be Andrew Tate who leads them through that first turn. Tate in the U9 Delta Rail track. On the inside, but you can see the blue of Miss HomeStreet. It is a good start. Officials rule it a good start. And we've got Andrew Tate on the inside, Jimmy Shane on the outside, and Shane is leading him through the turn by 4 or 5 boat lengths as they head up the backstretch. Dustin Eccles trails in third in the 440 Bucket List Racing. But you got a great race here for first and second between the top 2 boats in the national high point standings. Jimmy Shane, your defending national champion. Andrew Tate is the current national champion, having won that at Detroit 3 weeks ago in the Gold Cup. Shane has about a half a rooster tail lead. Coming off the SeaWorld turn. It doesn't matter that the national championship's already been determined. These two guys are determined to race against each other as hard as they can all weekend long. At the end of lap 1, it is Shane, the Miss HomeStreet. We have the 9, the Delta Rail Track, second across the line at the end of lap number 1. And here comes Dustin Eccles to finish third in lap number 1. But it's Jimmy Shane who leads Andrew Tate through turn number 1. Coming off the turn, almost a full rooster tail lead. Even though Andrew Tate is on the inside, he's not taking advantage of that shorter way around the racetrack. And Jimmy Shane halfway up the backstretch now. This is where the wind blows through Fisherman's Cut. You got to be really careful about keeping the boat on the water. Both of them do. Shane is now lengthening his lead over Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate has slowed down a bit. He has gone now to the outside. End of lap number 2 coming up for Jimmy Shane. Shane with a lengthy lead now over Andrew Tate. At the end of lap number 2, white flag is flying now. Andrew Tate, for some reason, slowed down as he was about halfway up the backstretch, then moved out into lane number 2. He is second across the line at the end of lap number 2. Jimmy Shane already now just about through turn number 1 as Andrew Tate enters turn number 1. Shane on lap number 3 would go 3 times around in our preliminary heats, and Shane has this one all to himself. 440, the bucket list. Dustin Eccles finishes lap number 2 in third place. So we've got boats now strung out all along the racetrack. Jimmy Shane has this one under control. Comes up the backstretch of the SeaWorld turn. Through the SeaWorld turn on the exit pin coming up. Checkered flag coming up now for Jimmy Shane and the Miss HomeStreet. Andrew Tate just entering the SeaWorld turn right now. Sound doesn't sound really good there. End of lap number 3. Jimmy Shane with the checkered flag. Heat 1B, presented by HomeStreet Bank. Here comes Andrew Tate to take the checkered flag, and he will finish second in Heat 1B. And the bucket list racing with Dustin Eccles. He is just finishing the SeaWorld turn, will make the left-handed turn on the exit pin and come down to take the checkered flag for third place. So unofficially, Jimmy Shane, a first place finish. Andrew Tate, a second place finish. And a third place finish goes to Dustin Eccles. Now we say that these are unofficial because the boats do have to go through tech. And if they have exceeded some of the parameters they're limited in, they can lose point, they can lose place, they can be disqualified. So unofficially, Jimmy Shane in the U1 Miss HomeStreet, a first place finish. Second place finish for the Delta Rail Track, Andrew Tate. And a third place finish for Dustin Eccles in the U440 Bucket List Racing. We'll have heats 2A and 2B, 3A and 3B, and the championship Bill Muncie Cup final all tomorrow, but we're not done racing today. We've got our 1 liters, we've got our Grand Prix World Supercharged hydroplanes. They still have racing to go this afternoon, so don't go away. So Heat 1B of the Bill Muncie Cup, presented by HomeStreet Bank, is in the books. Bayfair would like to welcome HomeStreet Bank employees and friends who are enjoying the racing action today by the Muncie Memorial. Welcome to Bayfair. Give you an update on a few football scores. As we said earlier, the games are actually starting a little later, some of them in the evening, but we do have a couple of finals. Harvard beats the University of San Diego 36-14. Final score, Stanford 30, UC Davis 10. Final score, Michigan 45, SMU 20. We have a partial score in the third quarter, Oregon 28 and San Jose State 12. Everything else starts at either 4 or later, so we don't have any partial scores on those. Games like Eastern Washington at Washington State, USC at Texas, Washington at Utah, Arizona State at San Diego State, Fresno State at UCLA, Southern Utah at Arizona. All of those games start late this evening.